Hello and welcome to Learn Fly Tying with me, Dave Cammiss. This is lesson 1 for beginners, and the fly we will be tying today is the buzzer. And this is what the finished product should look like. Buzzers can be tied on a range of sizes from 8 to 14 on both curved and straight shank hooks. The most popular sizes are size 10s and 12s. The basic requirements for our fly are as follows. A fly tying vise, which can cost you anything from £10 to over £100, and I'd recommend you can get the best you can afford. A sharp pair of scissors with a fine point. A bobbin holder complete with a bobbin of black fly tying thread. A reel of medium silver wire. Fly tying varnish, a long needle, and of course the hook. And now we will start by putting the hook in the vise. Always a good idea to try to mask the point of the hook inside the jaws of the vise. This stops the thread being damaged as you make your turns. Always another good idea is to give your fly a little ping like that, just to test that the hook is okay. Hold the thread alongside the hook, do half a dozen turns round it, and then you can zap a little bit that's sticking over. Now we're going to go around the bend as far as we can with nice touching turns. We're doing this fly in black, but buzzers come in a selection of colours, the most popular being black, probably followed by olive, red, orange, green and claret. All very popular colours. Same technique, everything's the same, except you may choose to change the colour of the rib. But on this occasion we're using the silver wire, which is more universally used. Trouble is, it's pretty fine. When you get to my age you keep losing a bit of wire. Bear with me. There we are, we tie it in at the bottom. Gradually turns in that. There we are. Nice turns. Back even turns up the body. If this was a skinny buzzer, you could probably settle for doing the body as thin as that. But this I consider this to be a standard business. Coming back down in open turns, not wide open turns, fairly close open turns, and back up again with open turns. Gives a little bit of a ridge effect on the body, and it stops the ribs slipping. So bring the rib round. We are going to varnish it anyway, so it's unlikely to move, but it's all security. I like my flies not to fall apart. We've finished the rib off, hold it out the wire to one side, over it about 3-4 times. I'll hold it. Get hold of the wire. Don't bother blunting your scissors by trying to cut it with the scissors. Just jiggle it, and there you are, the wire's gone. Now we build up the thorax. Thorax can be as big or as small as you like. I like them to be appreciable size. And again, another little thing which you can do with the thorax when you've got the finished fly. Once you've got it varnished a couple of times, you can put a little spot of orange paint on either side. Look like eyes. They call them wing buds. Now we've got that's about the right size of thorax. Now we're going to finish the fly off with 3 double half hitches. Now sometimes, again, if you're not familiar with this, I use it. It's the old-fashioned way of doing it, and I'm an old-fashioned guy. Often I will just use a single half hitch just to hold it in place, so that from now on nothing's going to slip. It's done. Every knot I do now is extra security. Oops. Over. Pick it under. Pull it nice and tight, gently. Over. Finger under. Pick it out. Over. Pick it out. Pick it down. Over, pick it out, back over, pick it out, down we go. That's a little bit lumpy, but it doesn't make it. If it is a little bit lumpy, don't worry, you've got to give it 2 coats of varnish anyway. At that point in time it cuts off, and that's your fly done. All we have to do now is varnish the finished fly. In most cases I would recommend you give it 2 coats, but you'll need to give it about 10-15 minutes between coats to allow it to dry. Now when I apply my varnish, I use my granny's old hat pin. She's been dead a few years now and she doesn't need it, and I'm sure she would appreciate me finding a use for it. We apply it both sides, over and under. Now, as I say, you wouldn't normally do this on your vise because you don't want varnish on the jaws of your vise, and it's taking up valuable fly tying time. You can stick it on a bit of polystyrene and then varnish it away from it. You do them in bulk. I do everything of the varnishing in batches of a dozen or more, so it's only 1 dab in the varnish pot, and that's all there is to it. I hope you will join me again for the next lesson from the Learn Fly Tying team, when perhaps we will tackle something a little bit more challenging. Here's wishing you happy fishing from Dave Cammiss and his team.